Welcome back to the. Oh shit.
Yeah, we live, man.
Nah, motherfucker. Anyways, hey, what's up, you guys? It is welcome to the Talking Circuit. This is the fourth Talking Circuit I think we've done.
Yeah, it's been a
And
while.
somewhere in between, around 40 to 50 hangouts we've done this season, which is pretty insane thinking about that. But I'm here with Dane, Alejandro, Alex, and Adam.
Woo.
Hello.
What's up?
3 A's and a D. Nah.
3 A's and the D.
Yeah.
Your D breaks down, call AAA.
Yeah.
All right. So I will say this since the topic is the season review. It was a pretty damn good season.
Interesting
Yes.
season so far, especially towards the end. There was a lot of twists and turns and swerves.
I'd say the beginning of the season was really the most story-driven. I mean, yeah, it was the most story-driven. It was the most... I don't know, I guess that was kind of the most interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, the entire thing was great. I'm just saying that because I'm an overpushed monster.
Fuck
Started
you.
from the beginning when, the Overpush Monster Adam. Started from the beginning where we start off the season with DJK, Jin, and DC all in that one-on-one. That was the first episode. I was actually, I feel like
Yeah.
that was very
That was
underrated.
the first episode.
And the very first season too.
Has anyone forgotten about that episode? I don't know if people forget about it or if people still remember it.
I sort of remember it, like
Wasn't
pieces.
it DC? Not DC. Jin versus DJK first, and
Yeah,
then
then it was
DC.
DC versus Jin. And that was all leading up to DC's heel turn, which won
Amazing.
OMG Moment of the Year for 2015. So,
Yes, Dad.
and I'd say from that, DC has been one of the most consistently best heels in the company.
Hell yeah.
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 Meh.
Meh?
You see, I've never really seen him as a heel. I know you hate this term. For the love of life.
He's gonna get muted.
Don't say it.
He's a tweener, not a heel. He's a tweener. Kick me out of the chat. I don't care. He is not a heel. He's a tweener. Why he still has that vibe of he's an anti-hero.
No,
He's an anti-hero. He's not a villain. He's an anti-hero.
I don't know. His heel turn was pretty good.
I know.
His heel turns a little bit out.
He's a heel that does good things.
Yep.
Like attack
No,
people.
he doesn't do good things.
Oh, brother. Yeah, I brought that full circle, Tyler.
Wait, hold on. So, Jin started off in the season as a babyface, correct?
Correct.
And then he turned heel. I'm trying to remember how Jin turned heel in the beginning of the season. He turned heel.
Didn't he turn heel when?
No, he turned heel at WrestleMania. He was
Yeah.
a babyface for that. I'd say Jin babyface's run in season 2 was fucking terrible. I don't know about you guys. I thought it was pretty bad.
It was all
I
right.
don't know, I felt like he lost a lot of matches in babyface.
It was pretty all right. I mean, he's definitely doing good as a heel right now, but
A lot better.
let's not forget he was a face when he went into season 2 with the AWC championship. So
Well, no, you gotta remember the first champion was DJK, and then Jin beat him, and then
yeah,
Jin beat DC, and then DC.
We also got to see the fear this season, man.
Yeah, the fear, the
best
full
stable in
the Prophet, Ruben, Levi, and fuck, I always forget the last one.
It was the Prophet, Levi, Gad, and Reuben. All disciples of God.
Yo, I can't believe Rainey had another run, man.
So yeah, we had the fear, which was pretty much the focal act of the first half of the season. Well, I wouldn't say the first half. I would say the first third of the season, because throughout the season you had all these promo packages, all this leading up to the Prophet. You had Levi, who won Money in the Bank,
Boo.
and then surrendered that to the Prophet, who was later revealed as Josh Steinberg at the Rumble, which still
Holy shit!
to this moment was probably
The most viewed.
the most viewed moment.
The best return in history.
Lols.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
As much as I give the guy a lot of shit, which I have every right to give the guy a lot of shit. I mean, I thought that the build to the Revelation of the Prophet was probably like some of the best.
He should be here right now.
Nah, I think he's busy with things.
Busy with that cure that he found.
Oh, shut up.
Or
Rusty
lack
with his research.
thereof. But anyways,
He's doing research.
He's doing research.
research on how to cure the non-curable.
Sure, that's
Anyway, I thought the build to the Prophet was probably like I wouldn't say the best of the season, but like it's probably the best build up we've had in a while.
I mean, I guess you could say that the Rumble was kind of the halfway mark of the season.
Not
Kind of like you have the first half and the second half of the season.
We also
this way. The season lasted 12 months, so the halfway mark would be October, November, December, January, February. The halfway mark would have been April, March, when WrestleMania.
we also got to see more of Ali with that Intercontinental title this season.
Yeah,
Intercontinental.
Intercontinental.
We had Alejandro Leyva, who in the beginning of the season was pretty much Jesus incarnate. No one could touch him. He held him
Not
off.
Tyler's
even
prodigy.
He held like
Tyler's golden boy.
He beat me and Cena in the same night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he went on to beat
Hashtag beat up John Cena.
And
beat up.
And
MCMA beat up John Cena.
can't forget about the preseason. That led to the second A2 Climax tournament, which was pretty.
It was pretty good.
Wait, who won the second? Oh yeah, Jim won the second.
Jin. Why else do you think he became the champion?
I almost forgot why.
We also had that great match with Ali and DJK this season.
Yeah, Battleground.
Yeah, that one was a really good matchup.
I want to start giving that match shit. Like I don't know. I feel like it's just me. I feel like, why does no one like praise this match? It's like the greatest match of all time, and everyone's like, it was okay, and I'm like, bitch, this match was 26 minutes of greatness, and then you want to compare
really
it to
good.
it was
Yeah,
Frank.
the reason people give it shit is because everybody thinks that Ollie's overrated, but that matchup was really good.
Yeah, it's a good match.
Yeah.
Franklin,
Although I think the match that you're gonna talk about is Franklin and Jin.
he said that Jin versus Charles versus Curtis and the Hell in a Cell match is better. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? No, that was like the least interesting match on the card for Highway to Hell.
If we're going for like, I'm still saying that the Royal Rumble ended like the first half of the season, and we went on from there. But like, if we're going with that, like the first half kind of thing, Ali and DJK was definitely the match of that area.
Yeah. Oh, I have a better idea.
Absolutely.
Let's go in sections. Let's go by pay-per-views, like the month that.
That sounds good.
Start with Extreme Rules. Let's go. Not Extreme Rules. Tables, Ladders, and Money. That
Oh,
was
TLM.
The minor Money in the Bank was a great one.
the up-ranking of Brandon Andrews, the debut
That was a
of
great
Mark
match.
Jernigan, and the what's it called with the fear.
Yo, Brandon Andrews is.
That's
He
when
was
Brandon
hype.
Andrews was like fire. Like
Yeah.
everyone was a Brandon Andrews fan.
That was a great match. That's my favorite match.
Yeah, the back and forth with Chris.
The character was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kept people invested.
it kept people invested up until like a certain point, and then no one.
And then it kind of died after the
just on the
Rumble.
way after the Bastard 5, his fire fizzled away.
Yeah.
Because like once he went into the WrestleMania match, he was supposed to be like a main contender, and like he was the least because no one cared that Brandon Andrews was in the match.
But yeah, TLM was the rise of Andrews and the rise of the Fear, which
Mark Jernigan, which we're gonna have to get into his run in AWC later on, how it went from unstoppable to biggest flop.
yeah, he even stopped me at one point.
So,
And then we'll talk about another big flop, but they turned into somewhat of a success later on in myself.
yeah. Then we get on to what some people will argue, the greatest pay-per-view of the season, Battlefield.
Where I lost to Mark. Hey!
That was a great match, though. You should have won that
was
match. bro.
The second best match on the card, if you ask me.
Yeah, Adam
It
should've
was.
won, all honesty.
I'm fine with putting over talent.
The birth of
No, you're not.
Liar.
Yeah.
the birth of the longest
Kingdom
reign
Circle.
in AWC history, Alejandro Leyva's Intercontinental Championship ring when he beat DJ Kane.
Yeah.
He also had was DC DC wasn't on the card. No, DC didn't wrestle until the Royal Rumble. DC wasn't on the card.
UFC.
He appeared, but he didn't wrestle. He didn't wrestle until the Royal Rumble. So.
Yeah.
It was a UFC.
Had Jin, Curtis, and Charles, which led to Jin. That was probably the most, the least to do with the pay-per-view because it's like the winner of that match will go on to the Royal Rumble. And Jin won the match, but once he got to the Royal Rumble match, it's like you kind of felt like he could win, but then it's like, whoa on that match.
I'm gonna charge in my attack.
I wonder who won the Rumble. Could have been a big, sexy ass stud.
Should have been Ace.
Fuck you.
Should have been Ace.
Adam Winslow's, I hate it.
It should have been Ace.
So, before that, what was the beginning of Battlefield? Let's see. Oh, yeah, the
Boo.
pre-show. That was like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably-
the pre-show was pretty good.
oh yeah,
Wasn't
you
it?
had
Wasn't it?
between
Was
Johnny
it Dane and
Jacob.
Dave versus Dynamite?
Johnny Jacob, and Kane Black and
Mhm.
Dustin Vietti, which was a great triple threat match. Really good triple threat match.
Who was
Yeah,
the
that was
champion
good.
going into that match?
Huh?
Yeah, I forgot who was champion going to that match.
I
Wasn't
think
it
it was
Jacob?
I feel like it was Kane
Jacobs
Black.
or Kane Black?
And then no, it was either Kane Black or Johnny Jacobs, and then I think no, who won that match?
I think Kane Black.
Yeah, Kane Black won that match, so I had to win either. It was Dustin. Dustin winning as champion, then Kane Black won.
Didn't they have another triple threat?
No, I don't remember exactly.
I don't.
Did Johnny
I don't
Jacobs
remember.
won the Limitless? I know that. Did
Yeah, he beat
Dustin?
Kane Black for the Limitless. No, he beat
did?
he beat Dustin for the Limitless Championship. Then Kane Black beat Johnny for the Limitless Championship, and then that led to triple threat.
So Kane retained.
Yeah, Kane retained.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Wait, didn't you win a belt at this pay-per-view, Tyler?
I thought he won the Limitless at this pay-per-view.
At
Ooh,
the
I
I thought he
Battlefield?
won the X. Oh, did he?
Battlefield.
I've only won like one belt in my career, and that's the
Yeah,
Limitless. I've won it.
Yeah, he
like,
held the Limitless. Yeah.
Oh no
Limitless-
no! Oh,
He wasn't-
okay.
He wasn't even at Battlefield.
Yeah, fucking Chris Chambers won that match because of Kane Black.
Can we not speak of Chris Chambers?
Sad thing is, we kind of have to because
That's
he was in the first half of it.
He was in the
Yeah,
first
Chris
half.
Chambers actually played I not a vital role, but he played a pretty good role in the first third of the season.
If we're going with like a play kind of saying for this, he was kind of the understudy.
True.
Yeah,
But also keep in mind, I felt like when he was here is when it was started the rise of the X division. That's when him, myself,
I felt like the X
Dwayne-
division was kind of like at its best during the first third of the season because it's like from
Yeah.
there up until WrestleMania, the X division was like on
hot
fire.
as shit.
From there up until Mania. Wait. I believe the X division died like after the Rumble. I think.
Fuck you, man.
Look,
Hey,
guess who
what are you
won
talking about?
that
Hey,
time?
What are you talking about?
Adam faced Mark Jernigan at Battlefield.
Yeah.
can I go back to that where you said the X division died? I disagree with you because
Okay, I didn't
the
mean
ones that look
dead.
at-
I meant there. It was like dying.
it wasn't
Yeah,
died because
Adam
people
won.
like myself, I kind of take credit for it because I was the one building up extremely good promos. So people like Chris Chambers, T Dynamite, who else? Rusty and Dwayne Shelton when he was Brandon Andrews, they were building up promos. I felt like I was the catalyst that started the whole rise of the X Division promos. Because when Tyler was there, he saw nothing but X Division guys promoing. Main event guys weren't promoing word for shit. Not even the Intercontinental Division was promoting.
Yeah, that's why Ali held it for so long.
Yay.
Adam won a lot of belts this season.
Because Adam wins lows. That's why. What else?
We'll get to that in a second. Okay, so
Yeah, that kind of happened at the.
during that battlefield, we had probably the forgotten match on the card, and that was the Mid-Card Mafia versus T Dynamite.
I said Jay and Dane versus T Dynamite. That was the opener.
No one can hear you.
That was the opener. Then
Yeah, it was the opener after the pre-show.
Mid-Card Mafia won, I think.
Yeah, they did.
How did you guys?
That was
We'll get to how you guys lost.
That was when the Mid-Card Mafia was undefeated. Like, no. Yeah! That reminds me. That was the very first third of the season. That was when we had 3-on-3s almost every week.
Yeah.
That was
Well, we
actually-
also had tag teams.
That probably was one of the best parts of the shows each week was the 3-on-3s and the tag teams with the Mid-Card Mafia because they always had really good matches.
For life.
They sucked anyways. Mid-Card Mafia overrated.
Especially the second match. It was what was the second show? It was Alejandro, Jay, and Dane versus Kid Crush, Johnny Camundo, and Awesome X. And
What a lineup.
I still remember it because that was actually probably one of the best 3-on-3s I saw at the time. That was one of the best 3-on-3s I saw.
That was pretty decent.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It wasn't that bad. It exceeded my expectations based on the participants in the match. Not Mid-Card Mafia, just the other three.
We also can't
Yeah,
forget
the other three.
Shadows versus Taka Sawir.
Yeah.
Can we not talk about Jin and Taka Salir?
Bad
Because that just led to
taste in our mouth.
fuckery all
That's
around.
Taka versus TJ at Battlefield.
It was a unique ending. I wouldn't say it was the best ending. It was a unique ending.
It was different. It was just a clusterfuck.
In a sense. And then who could forget Marco Tazzacali versus
I didn't like that match.
match that should have happened again.
It should.
It would have happened, but
Yeah.
So then we get on to before we get to Royal Rumble, there was a period of time where we did the 12 days of Limitless that led to many Limitless title reigns. 2 for Darren, 3 for Adam, I believe 1 for Rusty.
TJ,
TJ then Freddie.
Freddie, Curtis Strong.
Curtis
Curtis Strong rounded up the
After
12.
that,
I forgot Curtis was a Limitless champion.
Curtis
He won on the 12th day
the
on New Year's.
Yeah, he beat Kane Black in a steel cage match, I think.
Yeah.
And then lost to Chadwick at the Royal Rumble pre-show, I think.
Lols.
And that led to Chadwick's reign, which was probably one of the best championship reigns, like, ever. Like, of championship reigns.
Chadwick went gold.
But before we got to that, we had the AWC Year-End Awards for 2015, which saw Alejandro Leyva win Superstar of the Year.
Rigged.
A lot of
Rigged.
controversy during that
The wrestler
time.
of the year.
That I
Rigged.
Well, let's not forget the iconic moment where it was T Dynamite winning an award.
Definitely
By
rigged.
the way, Dane, did you eat them friggin' nails?
He's eating them right now.
He's mute.
You just kecked.
And then
Because he knows it's true.
Darren Freeman won Breakout Star of the Year over Dane Jay. He won over a bunch of people. I'm like, how did Darren win that? Like, don't get me wrong. Darren was on a monstrous like tear at one point, but how did he surpass a bunch of people who should have won the awards? That was this question. Like, how did Darren win that?
Yeah, I think it was a troll award.
Troll.
I think people did it to troll you when we did the end of the year awards. I think because who were the contestants for that award?
I gotta go back and actually look. Hold on.
Wow,
'Cause-
that's gonna be a lot of digging.
If you can't dig for it, it's fine. Because I think that's one of the awards that I did troll and voted for Darren just because laughers.
So you guys did throw during the voting. No wonder so many people won that competition.
The Alejandro one, I don't think it was a troll. I still feel it's rigged.
No, that wasn't a troll, but a lot of people were calling bullshit. Like I was rigging, and I'm like, no.
Even DJK left because of that.
DJK, yeah, he left because of that.
Yep.
Oh, and we're gonna get to DJK at the end of the season. You
My
better
favorite
believe that,
player.
Tyler.
Left because of me.
Wait, hold on. It was underrated star of the year. No, underrated star of the year. Dynamite won.
Underrated was T Dynamite. That's when Dane had to eat them friggin' nails.
Didn't I win another award?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wasn't I in that award category too? Or was it T Dynamite and Dane?
Hold on, let's just go through all the awards. And
Didn't I
let's
win most improved, I think?
Okay, let's go through all the awards and see if we agree with them like 1 year later. Let's go through them all. Okay, so Future Star of the Year for 2016. Marco Tyler Cowley won with TJ being the runner-up.
Well, it's kind of working now.
Yeah, it is.
He did have the ACW, and he's going for the AWC at the moment. So
Yeah, he's
so.
yeah, all worked out for the best.
So agreed.
Review of the year was All Wrestling Kingdom with Spring Bash and Extreme Rules 2 being runner-up. Which
That was actually agreeable for last year's. Yeah, that was agreed.
Eh.
Still think Spring Bash was better.
I just didn't like Kingdom that much, but it's not a bad pay-per-view. So
Why? Because you lost to Adam for a third consecutive time.
Punch Out City.
Dun 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 dun.
Kingdom was rigged.
Kingdom was rigged. Adam won too many matches.
Oh,
Your
besides
career is rigged, Ale, so shut up.
Highway to Hell should have won.
Then we got Faction of the Year, which... Wait, hold on. Before I click on, I think that was won by Mid-Card Mafia. Yeah, Mid-Card Mafia won Faction of the Year, which runner-up was the Elites.
Yay.
I agree. Midcard Mafia was better at the time than the
At
Elite.
that time, they were.
Mid-Card Mafia was a lot better than
Mafia.
the
Well,
Elite at the time was Jin and Adam, and they broke up like midway through the run. So yeah, the Mid-Card
Yeah.
Mafia was still intact at the moment. So yeah, I could see why they won, and I voted for them. So yeah.
I actually did too.
And then quote of the year was "I'll Never Give Up the Fight" by DJK.
DJK?
DC.
Wait a minute. Rusty's didn't win?
And AWC Superstar of the Year for BJK and Steinberg.
Wait.
I don't know why we
Steinberg?
voted for DJK.
Because in his promos, he used to always include that he was AWC Superstar of the Year for 2014.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Bring out the memorabilia for that one. Okay, then underrated Star of the Year was won by T Dynamite with the runner-up being Dustin Vietti, which I
Surprise.
still kind of roll my eyes that Dustin was underrated Star of the Year. I mean, because at the time, Dustin was like over, so I guess that's why he was the runner-up. But like, I felt like I should have went to Chris Chambers or Brandon Andrews. But hey,
At that time,
Nails.
you guys are gonna disagree on me on this. You're gonna kill me, probably gonna stab me to death, hire someone to kill me. I thought Chris Chambers should have won that one last year. Last year, not this year, last year.
I agree. I thought Chris Chambers should have won that one.
Yeah, his promos were goofy,
Yeah.
but they worked for him. They worked for his style. Like, he was trying more than, out of all those participants, he was trying more to get to the top. And I felt like that should have helped him out being underrated.
Bring back Ian Price.
But hey, that
Ian Price, I remember that.
at the time he was considered to be a person who was supposed to job to Chadwick during the open challenge, but never came around to creating Ian Price in the next year. Fun fact. Let's see. Then we have Feud of the Year, which was a no-brainer. DJK versus Anarchist, with the runner-up being every other vote. Because
Yeah,
every other
landslide
vote-
victory.
DJK
That was a
versus
landslide victory. Everybody was so into that rivalry last year.
That's still one of the greatest rivalries of AWC history, in my opinion. It's the rivalry, in my opinion, it's one of the greatest. I mean, of course, it's not the greatest now because it's like both men don't do anything anymore. But at the time, both men were like probably the most active they ever were in the company. You had DJK versus Anarchist feuds, which every single match was great. Not to mention their first two matches were amazing. WrestleMania was amazing. Their last two matches were probably, I'd have to say, the worst. But overall, their feud, it went on for about 5 months and never felt dull at any point. So I voted, and I totally agree with the fact that it won.
What would you rate that feud? Because you said it had its ups and downs. For me, that feud last year, I felt was a solid 9. It had its flaws, but it was still one of the perfect rivalries in 2015. For me, I thought it was a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, definitely 9.
Yeah. Well, you know me. I don't really give anything a perfect 10, but it's definitely a 9 or 9.5.
There's no such thing as a perfect feud. There really isn't, especially in AWC where it's computer simulated and all that stuff. You know there's gonna have their flaws, but at the end it was close to perfection.
Close, very close. Then we have Finisher of the Year, which was won by, if you guessed,
DC, wasn't it?
DC Zamcham's Fighter's Elbow, with the runner-up being the Ali Slam.
Ali, you didn't win this time, so you're not overrated.
The Ali Slam won almost all of his matches. So almost no one figured out the Ali Slam when they got hit with it. So,
True.
Runner-up. But the Fighter's Elbow, man, that thing was over like gangbusters. It still is to this day. It's probably going to win Finisher of the Year this year, too.
Maybe. Who knows?
I won't be surprised if who wins Finisher of the Year. I'm just saying.
Dia de los Muertos Pile Driver should be a contender.
Should be the Dick Kick Pedigree.
Yeah, the DKP.
Yeah, Dick Kick Pedigree.
The DKP.
DKP. I'll actually vote for that one.
I'm definitely voting for the DKP. You better win. I need to win an award, goddammit. I haven't won anything yet.
Dick Kick Pedigree. That's the only time I'll agree they should deserve an award. Dick Kick Pedigree. Why the name and it fits your style.
Yeah, I won.
I forget who made that up. I think it was Taka.
It was Taco who came with the DKP. And then we had Commentator of the Year, which, as we just brought up, was won by Taka, with the runner-up being fucking Darren.
Oh,
I know why. That was a
Jesus.
no, I
What
voted
was
for
wrong?
Darren seriously because I like Darren's commentary back in the day.
I loved it too. I voted for Darren at that time just for comedic purposes because his first run as a commentator was hilarious as hell. I was dying every time I heard him, so I voted for him last year.
Tyler, I forget. What
TJ.
was OP standing for again? What did
Out
he
of
say OP
pockets?
stood for? Out of pockets?
Like, he OP. I'm like, he's overpowered. No, he out of pocket. I'm like, what?
What do you mean OP? I mean he's OP.
He's out of pocket.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm like, isn't that OP? But, hey. Then we had Tag Team of the Year, which was won by the Elites, Adam Balaz and Steinberg, with the runners being Alejandro and Dane of the Mid Card Mafia.
Wait, was Moonshine Mafia a contender in there or no?
No, Cold Stoner and VTech and Darren Freeman and T Dynamite. Which I completely agree, because Adam Balaz and Steinberg at the time were the best tag team act we had.
And we were
When
also
T
the last
Dynamite
tag
and
team
Darren,
champions.
when Dynamite and Darren were tag team, was that during the Black Authority era or no?
Yeah, they were two
Yeah,
tag team
Authority, yeah.
Yeah, during the Black Authority. And then Cold Stone and VTech, and no one voted for them, which didn't surprise me at all, even though I thought they were a really good tag team. Then we
VTech
had
sucks.
Flag Out Moment of the Year. We had DC Zamchan turns heel with Brandon Andrews cashing in Money in the Bank and beating Anarchist in 21 seconds as the runner-up. I almost forgot for a second that Brandon Andrews cashed in on Anarchist to win.
I forgot that happened too.
Yeah. Like, it's such a big moment, and then
Yeah, 21 seconds. Who can forget that? Andrews, 21.
Andrews 021. I remember the shirt now.
Yeah, I
Yep.
do now. Now I know why it was 021. I forgot why he had that. Then I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot he beat Anarchist in 21 seconds.
Technically speaking, the fastest match in AWC.
Oh,
I'm only saying technically because it could be possible that it could be broken.
Hey,
It was broken.
When?
During the climax, TJ versus Awesome X. That match lasted like 11 seconds.
Well, it can still be technically broken.
That could be broken, yeah, but 11
No.
seconds.
11 seconds, Mike. You never know.
Then we have Breakout. Here we go. Breakout Star of the Year, which was won by Darren Freeman, with the runner-up being Alejandro Leyva, Dane, Brandon Andrews, and Adam Balaz.
Wait.
No, I think that was a troll one because
That had to
was
be a troll one.
Yeah, I think that was during the phase where we hated Alejandro to the living shit because he never promo worth for crap, and you pushed him
Yeah,
to the
hating
moon
me.
and up.
Yeah, I won.
No, well,
Wrestler of the
Darren
Year.
was doing really good at the time too.
Yeah, he was actually.
Like, why? How did he manage to be? I mean, no, never mind. Because Dane, he was good, but Dane wasn't over until like 2016. So I can't.
He wasn't over until you fired him.
Yeah.
No, he
Look,
was
he's
over
back.
He was still
more
over before.
when I fired him.
I think we did it to piss you off because I think that's when he was just getting on someone on your nerves, Darren. So I think we voted it just to piss you off or piss other people off.
Yeah.
Then we had promo cutter of the year. We had this one was a controversial, but we had Franklin Zamora winning with the runner-up being Jin Kazi.
I'm gonna be the dick
with
that
those
say-
two, it's very back and forth.
Yeah,
I think I didn't vote on that one because it was that back and forth.
me,
Well,
I
these-
did vote. It was so much hard for me to vote.
Well,
I think it
Franklin
was
had
DJK.
5, so it was basically half and half. No. I mean, Franklin had double the votes Jin had.
So yeah, for me, the reason I voted for DC Zamcha, and I may sound like a dick to this, sometimes I didn't have enough time to read all of Jin's promo. I like some of it, but I'm like, nah, this is too long. It's a style that I'm not into. DC Zamcham's promos are a style and a vibe I got so accustomed to and I like, so I preferred him just based on personal preference.
True. Then we had the most controversial one, Wrestler of the Year, which was won by Alejandro Leyva with the runner-up being Jin Kazi.
Rigged.
Yeah, that's
rigged.
the one that we always called the rigged because how the fuck did he win that?
To this, I'm pretty sure to this day, everyone's probably still thinks I had.
Everyone still thinks it was rigged. Yeah.
I still think it's rigged.
Guys, I swear, like left hand on the Bible, even don't believe in it. Like,
Could you in your rigging system, in your voting system, can you see who actually voted for it or no?
No, you can't.
Nah, it's just numbers.
If I like got a subscription, I can see where all the votes came from, like state-wise. But
Mhm.
and then I'd be like screenshot, like, hey, look how like 20, because I bet like everyone's like, oh, 20 of those votes probably came from Philadelphia. But
That or from Kansas.
Yeah. Randomly out of Kansas. Wait a minute. What the hell?
I don't think
I haven't.
I moved.
I don't remember who I voted for.
I know for a fact I voted for Jen.
So did I.
I voted for Douglas.
I did too. I voted for Douglas.
At that time, I didn't vote for Douglas.
I probably voted for Douglas. I don't remember though.
11 votes. I'm like, how the
Because
I remember looking at it and like, how the fuck did Alejandro, like, I don't know how I'm going to explain.
If he can't win Breakout Star of the Year, how the hell did he win Wrestler of the Year?
I was sitting there going like, how am I going to explain to people that Alejandro won without
Didn't
like,
I win Most Improved or who won that one?
because I'm like, I'm screwed. Because like, I can't like say, oh, well, Alejandro didn't win even though he did. But it's like, how am I going to tell people like Alejandro won and then not be looked at like, you fucking rigged the vote because he's your golden boy.
Who won Most Improved of the award?
I think he's getting to that right now.
Most improved? We passed that already. Hold on, let me go back to it.
Yeah, that was Darren, I think.
Darren. Yeah, that was Darren that was most improved.
That was a Break Star.
No, Alejandro won most improved. Darren won breakout.
Yeah. I just know Darren won 2.
Yeah.
Yay.
It was ones that it was ones that I can't believe.
Year-end awards, which I think is going to go up after Kingdom, where you guys can vote, and then like the week after we'll do like the awards for it. But
Vote for El Sabon for most improved.
Yeah.
Jobber of the year.
vote DKP for finisher of the year.
I'll do it if you vote for El Sabon.
Nothing else.
Oh, brother.
You're not gonna vote me for anything.
Read
Vote
the votes to win.
Anyways.
Well, there's not need to wear 2 years in a row. Just saying. Anyways, then we get to probably the most important pay-per-views in, I'd say, AWC history. The Royal Rumble of 2016.
Because of Midcar Mafia.
If anything, if not Kingdom or Clash of Titans, this should win. This should win pay-per-view of the year.
because of the opener.
Everything about this pay-per-view is really good, if you ask me.
Especially
I'm not saying anything about Clash of the Titans because I got mad of the winner.
We're not there yet. We're at the Royal Rumble. But yeah,
quit fast forward.
Ah,
in the Royal, what was the opener to the Royal Rumble? Oh yeah, the
It was-
opener was the Mid-Card Mafia versus Team DJK.
I remember that.
When Jay supposedly was gonna compete by himself.
Yeah, and then Alejandro and Dan came out like, holy shit. Oh.
I was lit.
Oh
That was
yeah,
lit.
we had the fucking DX.
DX. Yeah, that was lit.
Still one of the best tag team entries.
I believe that was also the birth of the network around that
That was-
time.
I think
That was the birth of the network.
That was the birth of the All Wrestling Network.
We came out as the Young Bucks.
it wasn't it because whatchamacallit, wasn't it because of all the copyright issues or just because?
No, I wanted to create the network before them, but copyright issues came in around Highway to Hell, not the Royal Rumble. Actually, no, you're right. It did come out. No, once the it was after what's it called? Fast.
I don't know. I
It-
think episode 12 has a problem on it because I can't watch episode 12.
But
anymore.
let's get into the Royal Rumble real quick. So the opener was that, and then after that was the tag team match, the forgotten tag team match between Marco and Mark Jernigan versus Charles and Adam. The winning team. What happened? Oh yeah, Charles. If his team won, he'd get into the Rumble. So yeah. And what's funny was that the 3 men in this match ended up being the final 4 in the Rumble. We'll get to that later. In a few seconds. But, this match happened. Mark turned heel, which once again we're going to get into Mark's monstrous toll going to flop. But hey, that's when he was still the big monster Mark. No one can stop Mark Jernigan. He was undefeated still at that point. The believable monster. Then we got to the triple threat, which people argued was better than the IC Triple Threat Spring Bash. We had Anarchist versus Brandon Andrews versus Chris Chambers.
Yes, that was a good match. I liked it a lot.
I did too, but I still don't think it's better than the IC Spring Bash.
Not the actual match.
No, the build-up, yes. That's why I liked it better than the IC because of the build-up wise. Match-wise, the IC took the cake.
Yeah.
What about you, Adam?
What about me?
It sucks.
Obviously, and we'll get to why I suck later on.
Yeah, so
Same.
Chris Chambers won that match. That's when Chris Chambers was the pretty much
GOAT.
representative of the X division.
The GOAT.
Before DC.
Much to DC Zancham's
all that.
dismay nowadays.
Then we got to the DC's in-ring
Versus Jin?
return as he faced Jin Kazi. And this match ended very weirdly. Well, at first it ended with DC having a legal blows to Jin, and you got the spot 5, but then the match got restarted, and then DC beat Jin again. So DC
They didn't tap him out, I think.
I think he tapped Jin out, something like that. But he beat Jin. It was like all that it was all built up to like Jin beating DC, and then it's like boop. DC beat Jin. It's like, oh.
Yeah, kind of
Again,
lackluster.
Once again, going into how I hated Jin's babyface run during the time. But then we get into the co-main event, which was the most important parts of the pay-per-view. No.
Something tells me that you're forgetting a match.
I think so.
The Limitless Championship match? Wasn't there a Limitless?
That was my pre-show. Then we got to the Profits versus Papa Nima, which,
Papi Nima.
don't get me wrong, the match itself was boring. Like, I was bored to tears watching this match. But the revelation and the build-up to the match was golden.
What's the GOAT?
I mean, even still, it's like the match. No one cared about the match. It was the revelation of the Prophet and seeing if the Prophet was going to be Papa Nima. No one really cared about the match itself. Just like the revelation, I guess. Would you agree? No.
Yeah.
No elaboration on that.
We are all assholes.
I know.
Yeah.
Just leave me in the dark for that. So then we got to the Royal Rumble match.
Oh,
Ah.
I believe everyone in this call was in this match. This was the time when I still think this is probably one of the best matches because there were a lot of storylines going into this match. You had Dane going in, like Dane could win his first singles title, me the world title. You had me as like if I win, I get my job back. You had the redemption story of what's his name?
well, I think a lot of people were
Wasn't it
talking
Josh
about like
Wonders
who
on
was
TV?
gonna win it.
Yeah,
Who was
because
gonna be like?
it was kind of hard to guess who was gonna win.
Yeah, because I remember us asking each other, and we all had different answers. Adam was he was kind of a
Adam was
big pick.
contender, but like I don't think anyone really focused on Adam that much. I forgot who everyone was betting on winning that match.
I don't really remember either.
Neither do I. That one was a blur because there were so many random choices.
But I do
Yeah,
remember.
there was a lot of different picks.
I do remember it was highly debated on who was going to win, so that put a lot
Some
of
people,
focus
some
on
people
it.
said Anarchist might have won it.
But
I think
Anarchist
at the
wasn't
time.
Anarchist. Yeah, but it had he been in it because you remember Anarchist lost to Marco, which means Anarchist wasn't in the match. I mean, I thought if Anarchist was in the match, I'm pretty sure he probably would have won. It probably would have came down to Adam and Anarchist, and one of those two. Because
Yeah.
and whatnot. So then we got to that match. The final four was Mark, Alejandro, and Adam, which is probably the best final four combination I've ever seen.
Wait, I was in the final five.
Wait.
Final five.
Yeah, he was in the final five. Final four was A-Star.
Yeah, it was a star.
A-star.
Eliminating me.
If it was Alejandro, that would have been the best combination. Then we
Yeah,
got A-star.
final
That
four.
was still a good combination.
Mark Jernigan, Marco, A-Star, and Adam. Yeah.
At this point, I'm like, okay, it's going to be Marco and Adam. But then Marco got eliminated. So I'm like, okay, now it's down to Mark, A-Star, and Adam. I'm like, okay, now it's going to be Mark and Adam. And then that Mark gets eliminated. I'm like, oh. Now it's A-Star and Adam. And it's like, at this point, I think no one really believed that A-Star was going to win the match.
It would be funny if he did.
I think it was more believable if it was the final two between Mark and Adam, because it's like Mark's like on this unstoppable rampage.
The
So it's like
warpath.
it would have made sense if he was in the final two, but he got eliminated by A-Star. So it was like A-Star and Adam was like, oh, well, Adam's going to win this match. And what do you know? Adam won.
Lols.
That's the beginning of Adam wins lol.
That was it, huh? When you won the Rumble, it was Adam
When
wins
I won the
lol.
Rumble, that was the beginning of the Adam
The
wins.
night after Adam won the Rumble, he then won the X Division Championship.
And that's why I said the X Division kind of had to get like.
To this day, I still dread that decision. It's probably one of the most unnecessary title changes ever.
Yeah.
It really was. But cemented the joke later on.
What happened was I wanted someone to hold a minor and major title at the same time because at this point it never happened. So I'm like, who can I put major or minor title on? Like Adam won. Let's put it's like, but I don't want him to beat Alejandro. So it's like, well, we gotta put the X Division title on him. Even though it won't make any sense, we gotta put the X Division title on him.
And look what happened.
It's like Alejandro's reign was so long at this point. It's like, why stop now? We can reach 365. Because at that point, I'm still like Alejandro. At that point, he was still kind of beatable. He wasn't unbeatable until finally Highway to Hell. I'm like, at this point, he's got to hold the title until victory.
And then speaking of Highway to Hell, I believe that is our next pay-per-view.
Yet, which Adams votes as the worst pay-per-view of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a big problem about Adam winning that, he beat Brandon Andrews at the time, I think.
Yeah.
No,
And
Adam
he was
won.
pretty over.
Well, this was after the X Division match where I held it for a couple of days.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can see why a lot of people were like, hated Highway to Hell. I mean, I don't think a lot of people hated it. I think people thought it was like okay, or it wasn't nothing special.
It was
I mean,
a
I
meh.
think
I think
kinda
Highway to
when-
Hell was more memorable because of the main event.
Yeah, well, I mean, the opener we had BWV versus Cal, which no one cared about. Then we had, still to my
Didn't Undertaker come out?
choosing, I still think this should win match of the year, even though it probably won't. Dane versus Jay to determine who will face Alejandro for the Intercontinental Championship. You guys still think this is going to win the should win match of the year? Still think so. You guys got to watch that match back, and you'll see why. But
I'll try.
then we had Charles Maxwell versus Jason Saxon, which no one cared about. We then had Adam versus Anarchist, which had a great ending, but it was great, but it was upsetting.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys could explain it better than I can.
So basically, what happened was, I was so excited to actually face Anarchist for the first time ever, for the major title of all things. But
That was Anarchist's first title match.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
when the ring broke and everything.
and it was a very back and forth match until I got superplexed and the ring just imploded. And it led to a no contest because none of us could move.
I mean, at least none of
So
y'all
I kept the title.
got booked strong because nobody got pinned.
Yeah, we looked really, really strong. Yeah.
But the ring broke.
Yep, the ring wasn't strong, but Adam was.
Yeah.
And then Chris Chambers came out because he still was owed a title match. Chris Chambers came out and
Get to see a KO.
TKO and beats.
And then
Adam.
all
Hi,
the
yeah.
people.
I forgot I had the X Division title at Highway.
And then after Chambers won, all the exhibition people came out.
Yeah, it was like Dynamite, then Brandon Andrews, then Rusty, and then at the time Kid Crush, because Kid Crush was supposed to be getting that push.
Wasn't El Bandito in it too?
That was my favorite moment of the paper.
El Bandito was in it too. Kid Crush was supposed to be pushed. Like, not even gonna lie, Kid Crush would have been the contender to win the X Division Championship at the time had he
Fuck
not
you.
pulled out. Had he not pulled out,
Pulled out.
I didn't say he was gonna win that.
Isn't that when you added Johnny Camundo?
Johnny Camundo.
After Kid Crush was taken
Because he
out,
came back from being Johnny Jacobs
Yeah.
with the bubblegum hair.
After that, we had the Elimination Chamber match, which featured. It was a star-studded Elimination Chamber match. It featured myself, Josh
Boo.
Steinberg, Alejandro Leyva,
Woo.
Dave, Adam.
Yay.
Well, not Adam.
I wasn't in
Jay,
it.
and Marco. Yeah, I said not Adam. I meant Jay. So yeah, you had the Mid-Card Mafia, Marco, myself, and Josh. So you had everyone who mattered, and then Marco was thrown in there. Because that's
was
what it
Mid-Card
looks like. You
Mafia,
had myself and
Owners
Josh
of
who
each company and then Marco.
the Mid-Card Mafia, and then you have Marco to the side. Like,
And
you
then
understand why
the
Marco's in it?
owners of each
Why is
company.
Marco in this match?
Yeah, people wanted me to win that match, but I lost.
Everyone wanted you to win that match, and then that's the point where Marco got booed because once Alejandro eliminated Dane, it was kind of
I
all
eliminated
over.
both Jay and Dane.
Yeah, he did.
Which is funny to me.
Because Ollie was winning lows.
Hey,
I was actually kind of upset myself once. It reminded me of the Royal Rumble 2015 because it's like it was almost like Daniel Bryan getting eliminated prematurely. Like I felt like Dane should have been in the final two, and then he got eliminated. But he got eliminated by Alejandro pretty early in the match.
the ego worms.
Then we got to the main event of the evening, which I don't know. To me, it's a forgotten main event. What do you guys think? You guys
I didn't
remember
watch
that?
I remember it.
What was the main event again?
It was Franklin versus Frank. It was DC versus
Jim.
where
DC
DC did a lot of freaking fighters elbows and Jin did a lot of knees.
Oh yeah, now I remember which match you were talking about.
Yeah.
God, they were like, you were right. So many knees. I'm like, boom, elbow, boom, knee, boom, blah 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 blah. I'm like, what the fuck?
But the ending of the pay-per-view is what sold the pay-per-view, which was Anarchist coming out after the match and laying out Jin. And it's like, holy shit. Because Jin versus Anarchist is a never before seen match. It's never happened.
And then
we got to, not to WrestleMania, talk about the build to WrestleMania, which was two things. It was Adam, and who's going to face Adam, and Tyler versus Dane. That was kind of really Oh, the build of WrestleMania summed it to like 2 sentences.
Well, it looks like you really didn't give a shit about the X Division then, because that was also good build-ups too.
Yeah, it was good build up as well. In terms of
Excuse me.
matches, in terms of the matches, it was definitely Dane, Tyler, and Adam. But in terms of like build up, I gotta give it to X Division as well. Because like it came to Marco versus DC, that was okay. You had Jin versus Anarchy, that was actually really good too. But then it's like the build up was definitely in favor of Tyler versus Dane. Because like week to week, it was like, how is Tyler going to screw over Dane this week, or how is Dane going to come the odds this week?
Yeah, how is Dane gonna overcome? I think at one point I jackknifed Dane on the ladder.
Yeah, it was the
I remember that.
it was the day when I put Dane through trial. It was trials and files when Dane had to face T Dynamite, Jay, and then he had to face me, and I made it a 2-on-1 match in which Adam came out. He jackknifed Dane onto a ladder, and I pinned Dane, so that way Dane couldn't go to WrestleMania. Because Dane had to pin T Dynamite, Jay, and myself. And once again, Jay versus Dane was amazing. They should win Feud of the Year, if anything. But
Yeah, he was my first.
Yeah, they really should.
Too.
I feel like every time they faced off, it was great. They have just amazing chemistry. Jay and Dane.
All right.
They need to win. But anyway, so between that, what else was in the build to WrestleMania? Besides
That was it. I think that was it. Just the matches you said, and then actually that was just it. Just those build-ups that you said was the main one was Tyler versus Dane.
And then the match never happened. Thanks a lot, Dane.
Adam's fault.
Man,
Yeah, Adam's fault.
Yeah, totally my fault. Yeah.
Blame Adam Rose.
So then we got to WrestleMania. The event Dane wasn't at.
Fuck you. I hate that. That
Okay.
fuck you in that WrestleMania.
Yeah, Mania 2 is kind of.
I hated that
I
Mania.
want matches.
To this day, I still hate that
Okay,
pay-per-view.
you got to explain to me. What was so bad about this WrestleMania? 'Cause
They
I
lost
kinda
their
First of
matches
all-
and I won mine.
Hey, let's start off with the build-up of the X Division match. I had it win. Where in God's green earth does a rope break ever count in a Hell in a Cell match?
It wasn't a rope break. I forgot. It was both shoulders were down during the.
I hated that bitch. Everybody wanted me to win. Everybody was praying, grasping that I would take the X Division from Chris Chambers, but no.
I
Oh,
wonder
Tyler.
I wonder
Tyler
if-
Tyrant. That's the one. That's when I was
Rusty,
bringing
Bandito,
Tyler
or-
Tyrant again.
Oh yeah, that's when we had Tyler Tyrant. Yeah.
Because of
Yeah.
that match. If you
I
didn't
remember that.
reverse that matchup, it would have been nice. People wanted me to be X Division as soon as I revamped my career.
Between yourself and Chris Chambers, and then Chris Chambers won.
Yes, Dad.
Yeah, because you reversed the decision when I was already guaranteed the winner. Like, oh no, restart them two. But Chambers wins. Lols. Why? Because Tyler's booking.
Look, every
Because everybody wanted me to be the X Division at the time. Everybody was praying for me. They were tired of Chris Chambers, and the only one that seemed relevant at the time was either me or T Dynamite. And people wanted me over T Dynamite mainly because I didn't sound like an arrogant prick.
For obvious reasons. This was also back when we never liked Dynamite.
yeah,
True.
he's pretty tolerable now.
Now.
Really.
See, not really. Okay, let's just run down the card since then you guys can tell me what you guys hated about it.
No, Ollie probably should have dropped it at Mania.
Let's see. We had
I thought I was,
the
honestly.
King of the Ring Rumble match, which would determine who would face Adam. And the only flaw there would be that building up to it, no one knew who was facing at WrestleMania, which was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, all Dane talk. But
The TRG Patrol.
yeah. So Aaron Youngblood won, and at the point it was like, okay, he's gonna be this new guy. He's gonna dethrone Adam. I mean, some people didn't know who he was. That's kind of
He barely promo for
Then we had the tag team out between WCMG and Callan Curtis
That was decent, I think.
for the tag team championships. Okay, I guess that was fine then. Okay, so
It was fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Then we had Alejandro Lima versus Jay Lee for the Intercontinental Championship.
The reason I
Should've
didn't
dropped
really
it
like
to
this
Jay.
match, yeah, I did. Yeah, should have went to Jay. The reason I didn't like this match is that I felt like you yourself, Tyler, were overhyping it more than the X division.
Kind of was. I had to make it seem like there could be a chance that Jay will win, even though I think no one thought Jay was going to win that match.
True.
I did, honestly. I thought I was going to lose.
Then we have Marco versus DC Sanchez.
Really good matchup.
Which was really good, and we actually saw Marco holding a world championship, which, yay, he actually did it. He got Breakout Star of the Year.
Woo!
And he beat DC nonetheless.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, so no issues with that.
Oh yeah.
Then we got to Armageddon in the Cell, which everyone has.
Wait, isn't this when Steinberg cashed in?
That
Yeah, once
is
again,
at the end of the show.
You're spoiling it.
We got to the Adam Balad versus Aaron Youngblood, which I still thought should be match of the year. Because it was a great match.
Good match.
Great.
Like, me and Aaron were actually talking about that a little earlier. But, it was good. It was just kind of sudden, which made it
Yeah,
a
let's
little
throw them
lackluster.
together last minute because it's like, no one who's going to fit in. Once again, thanks a lot. So we then got to the co-main event, Josh Steinberg versus Tyler Williams, which at the time everyone was mad that I won.
Yep.
But in retrospect,
It kind of worked
aren't
out.
you glad that I beat Josh?
No.
Fuck you guys.
At the time, I just wanted to see just for an instant because I thought the storyline was going to continue where he won, he takes over the company, you recruit some renegades to try to side with you, and then later on in a pay-per-view, at Spring Bash, I thought you were going to claim the company once again. I thought your rivalry was going to continue all the way till Spring Bash.
It was supposed to, and I was like,
And then reasons why you stopped the feud.
Well, I actually wanted. Yeah, there was reasons that we're going to see that recently. So then we had Jin Kazi versus Anarchist, which is going to be nominated for match of the year.
Wait a minute, which match?
Jin Kazi versus Anarchist.
Yeah, it was a great match.
Wait,
That was awesome.
Didn't we skip TJ versus Anarchist?
That was the pre-show.
That was the
I thought we
pre,
skipped
yeah.
it. That was a good match right there.
I thought Jason versus Chad was better though. That was probably one of the
Jason
best.
should have fucking won. It pissed me off.
That was probably one of the best matches on the entire show, if you ask me. It was on the pre-show, nonetheless. But back to Jin versus Anarchist. So what was the flaw there? Because that was a great match. I know people have its flaws.
Wasn't
Though it was, if it's Jin attired, I heard enough about it. What was the flaw with this match?
Jin's attire, lols.
was it the blue attire or
The red.
the red, where he looked like Shinsuke?
Yep.
No, it was
See, everybody, it's just the attire, Tyler. The match itself was great.
I guess so. So then after the match, we had what happened? Why did Adam come out? I'm trying to remember what the fuck Adam came out for.
I don't
needed-
remember either.
I was
I just
trying to
remember I
remember.
ran out.
Yeah, you know what happened was Adam ran out to save Jim because he was about to be attacked by
Eric.
Papa
Vulcan.
Nima.
Shadows?
Vulcan
in the shadows. He came out to save Jin, but then Jin beat
attacked
Adam up because he thought Adam was gonna
Attack him?
attack him. So then that led to Jin leaving, but then Josh cashed in from WrestleMania as the AWC World Champion. And boy, was that a lengthy title reign. Yeah,
A whole 2 weeks?
a whole 10 days.
Jesus.
Lol.
The shortest reigning AWC champion. Yeah.
Now the shortest reigning AWC champion was DJ K.
Oh, because we're not
Yeah,
counting season 1 and season 2.
with that.
Oh, I mean, if you're kind of just the, I guess we should count just the season. So yeah, 10 days. So, with that being said, we then got to Extreme Rules 364. Before that, we saw Jinkazi defeat Josh Steinberg only 10 days into his reign to become AWC World Champion, which would then prolong for the next 6 months. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Can you believe that Jinkazi has been holding on to that championship for 6 months?
I do.
Mhm.
Anyway, so then we get to Extreme Rules 365. Boy. Boy, oh boy. Is anything to say?
I'm trying to remember.
So am I. I'm trying to think of it again.
What are we talking about?
I remember the match. Of course, I remember my match.
Kind of a forgettable pay-per-view, in a way.
A little bit.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Extreme Rules 365.
What was the first match?
Wasn't it?
It was not the Money in the Bank, right?
Yeah, I can't believe Ollie's still won.
Shut up. It wasn't the Money in the Bank, right?
Yeah, you were main eventing. You main
Yeah,
evented.
he was in the pay-per-view.
I know, but I
Wasn't
mean,
he
like,
main
the first
eventing
match.
against DJ?
No,
No,
you main evented
against-
No, he main evented against Nate.
Nate. We're talking about the first match. We're not talking about the main event yet.
Wasn't this pay-per-view like postponed so many times as well?
Yes, it
postponed
was.
for a month.
It was postponed for a month. So
Because,
Why
we
was it
said it
postponed
was.
again?
because Nate left.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, huh?
it was It was also made no sense when it was. Oh, it's Extreme Rules 365, but it's like day 390.
369.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I was like, okay, how am I gonna? I can't change the name to 369. So I'm like, we're just gonna call it 365, and then act like we resumed on the day it was supposed to air.
We try to we try to keep the continuity intact, so
Wait,
whatever
wait,
with the
wait, what was
promos we
that
did, just was technically.
Oh yeah,
taped.
the first match was
DOG Club X. No?
yeah,
Doug
well, it
Ford.
wasn't that match because they turned on Rusty. Remember?
Who did they face?
They weren't facing anybody. They turned on Rusty.
So they just came out and then turned on Rusty.
Yeah.
That's the first.
And
That's
then the first
opener.
the first official match of the pay-per-view was
What's the Money in the Bank?
BWB versus Jay Blaze,
Yeah.
which we thought BWB's last match, but as we all know, BWB retires and then he comes back shortly after. So Undertaker came out and they faced off, and then they left, and it's like, oh, they might face off at Kingdom, and then no, they didn't. So then we got the Fatal 4-Way for the ACW World Heavyweight Championship. It was Marco versus DJK versus DC versus Charles Maxwell. In my opinion, this should have been built up as one of the best Fatal 4-Ways on the card, but it had absolutely no fucking build to it. So no one really paid attention to it.
Mm.
Mm.
There's a lot of good guys in it.
Then we got to the Money in the Bank match, which everyone should know.
Question: Was the X Division title already with whatchamacallit, Awesome X, or was it
Yeah,
still with
Awesome X held
Trayvon?
the X-Men title at the time. So in the match was Awesome X, I don't remember,
Chris Chambers?
T Dynamite, Johnny Camundo, El Bandito,
Okay.
Miguel Roderick, and Dane.
Yeah.
It was
another
all high
six-man?
flyers in that match.
That was
I
a good
remember
match.
specifically because it was all high flyers in the match.
Was there a moment that Dynamite died or something?
Yeah. Yeah, Dynamite got knocked off the ladder.
You mean where he all
His neck-
cheered?
His neck hit the rope and then ricocheted off of it. It was insane.
Yep. Where everyone in the AWC arena, from pillar to post, cheered.
I remember
They
that.
Somebody
thought he
died.
and then he booed once he got back up. Like boo. Then we got to the Fatal 4-Way.
Fucking Dynamite won that match?
Yeah.
Yeah, T Dynamite won that match.
Rigged.
Yeah, he did.
I should have won.
Ew.
Wait, and that was Wasn't it for
That's the world title.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Money in the Bank, where everyone still hates it to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Then we got to the Fatal 4 before the AWC World Championship, which should have had more build than it did, but it didn't. Adam Balaz, because it was basically an elite triple threat, which I still want to this day.
Yeah.
It was an elite triple threat, and then we just went flick. There's Anarchist in there too.
It was Jid Kazi versus Josh Steinberg versus Adam Balaz versus Anarch.
Yo, I like the
Which I'm perfectly
Vulcan
fine.
attire. I like he came out with that.
He came out, well, Anarchist came out and got jumped by Josh and Adam, which was hilarious. And then that led to an elite triple threat for about a good 10 minutes before Vulcan came out and took out Adam. And then we came between Vulcan, Jin, and Josh, in which we saw Jin take out Josh, pin Josh, and he retained his AWC World Championship. Did anyone even think that Anarchist was going to win that match?
I did. As soon as I died on like the ramp or something, I did.
Then we got to the main event. Alejandro versus Nate Faber, which Alejandro got that grand entrance for.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, oh, wait, Dane's back? And I'm like, he's not.
God damn it.
He did the intro for Ali's entrance, and he got
It was
the,
lit.
yeah, it was a lit entrance. And Nate Faber, it wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't a
Best.
It was a
The
forgettable
greatest
match.
times.
But I guess it was only forgettable because Nate Faber wasn't really there when the match happened. So no one really cared about the match. Everyone knew who was going to win, so I guess that's why it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
You see what happens when people know who's going to win the match? It becomes less memorable because you already knew who was going to win going into
I
it.
blame Nate. Fuck you, Nate.
Fuck you, Nate. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
So then we got the spring match. Before we get on the spring match, you gotta remember the first Friday's Fight Night episode.
Boo.
Alejandro versus Johnny Camundo, in which we saw
Boo.
everyone and their mama interfere in this match in order for
Oh,
Johnny
I don't know
Camundo
why.
to beat Alejandro.
Because you're suck.
So Johnny Camundo ends Alejandro's 409-day reign as champion.
Rigged.
Oh wait, we're celebrating?
No, we're not.
The Alejandro fly away from here. So then we got to Spring Bash, which I forgot if people thought it was good or bad. I forgot. Spring Bash was good. The main event was just shit.
I didn't watch anything because I was
Fuck you.
Yeah, I remember. Everyone thought it was good. They just thought the main event should have been the main event. That's all.
Yeah.
You screwed me out of that title too.
Me too. I got attacked from the ring.
That was your
Awesome, makes sense
storyline.
here.
That's the round titles. Everybody.
And I think wasn't I the
My
ACW
storyline was
champion
being
when this
attacked
happened?
for a reason.
Say that again?
Wasn't I ACW champion at this time?
No, that was T
No, that was
No,
that
that
was
Dynamite.
Oh yeah, that was Dynamite versus Rusty.
No,
Versus
that was Dynamite
Bandito.
versus me.
Oh.
And then Awesome X came out. For some
Yeah.
reason.
Oh right,
Awesome
Spring Bash is my big revelation of the biggest win lol.
Boo.
Fuck you. I hated that show in general because once again the booking made me weak. It made me weak so many times.
Once again, the
We had
Hispanic got
Stoner
screwed.
versus Charles Maxwell, which was a great match, but no one remembers it. We did,
No.
I
yeah.
was at Chicago, so I
See
didn't
the
watch it.
crickets? You hear the
I didn't
crickets?
watch it.
No one on there. We had the triple threat match, which I still thought wasn't as good as people say it is, between DC, TJ, and DJK for the X Division Championship.
The reason I don't think it was great is because the matches beforehand were better.
That was the second match on the card. What do you mean?
Yeah, that was the second match on the card.
There's some pre-show?
And
Wasn't
then
pre-show,
after that,
Jay.
We get a
versus
free
somebody.
show.
Jay versus somebody. Aaron Youngblood, right?
Aaron Youngblood versus Jay Blades.
Then
And then the fatal
Who
tag way to determine the AWC Tag Team Championship. It was
fuck the
between,
payback.
it was Anarchist and what's his name?
Jin.
Forgot.
No, Fayez. No,
No, we had.
was
Wait,
it Fayez?
Yeah, it was Jin. It was Anarchist, David and Fives. Biscuits and gravy,
Mafia.
not biscuits and gravy. Moonshine Mafia. I said biscuits and gravy.
That was Awesome X and Kid Crush.
Awesome X. Yeah, Awesome X and Kid Crush. And then
Who was the other team?
I forgot
That
that
was-
team. It doesn't matter because we lost. And then we
It
had
wasn't just those three.
the third
No.
match was
There was four-
Rusty and Big Country, I think, versus TJ.
Moonshine versus
I
TJ.
still think that match is better than the Triple Threat, but everyone gets mad at me when I say that. I don't understand why. I honestly thought it was better than the Triple Threat. Okay.
I don't know.
Guess I'm always wrong.
Probably longer.
So then it was better. I thought. So then we had John Cena versus Miguel Roderick for the lose.
Boo.
Boo. Adam's dad wins. Lols.
John Cena won. So then we had El Bandito versus T Dynamite for the ACW World Heavyweight Championship.
Once again, fuck you.
Fuck you too.
I don't get it. Why is it when I'm so close to winning, you make a controversial decision where, like, oh, interfere? Awesome Mix had no right to interfere.
Because the storyline was that El Bandito could never pick up the win, or he was always screwed out of his win. So that way, when he did win, it was a better moment. It made for a better moment when you won the X Division Championship because you've been screwed so many times.
Never mind. I'm not gonna say it here. I'll probably say it once Kingdom is over.
Boo, say it loud, say it proud.
Uh-oh.
Because Adam knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Well, we had Jin versus fucking Marco. too.
That was a good match too.
That was great.
The clockwise or whatever it's called.
Yeah, when Jin
Clockwork.
worked for
Clock
Record
Orange.
for the most live viewership for his Clockwork.
To this day, I thought that was his best character attire.
It is his best character attire. Let's
I
be
don't
honest.
know. I don't know. I like the Shinsuke.
I didn't like Jinsuke Nakamura. I liked the Clockwork Orange Jin.
Yeah,
It's basically,
for me it goes Clockwork, Jinsuke, and then Blue Jin.
but it's basically Anarchist's
What about Demon Jin?
Highway to Hell attire in white.
Yeah.
Devil Jin, that's what it's called, right?
Yeah. The match itself was nothing special. To me, at least. I didn't think the match was all that. And then we got to the 3-on-3 between Team Adam and Team Darren, and the winner will become the GM.
And once again, Adam wins lols.
It was a clean sweep.
Who were the
What do
participants
you
in Team
mean
Darren?
Adam wins?
Who was in Team Darren again?
It was
V-Tech.
Darren, V-Tech, and what's his name?
Dane.
Oh, yeah, what's his name? I think he's in this call.
I'm right here.
It was not saying.
I think that's what pissed people
I'm
off
right
is
here.
that Dane wasn't. I think that's what pissed people off the most, that Dane was in the opposing team. I think that's when you still had bad blood with them.
Yeah.
I didn't start bad blood with Dane after that. I didn't even like.
At the time, you were still holding a grudge with them.
I don't know. I got.
I don't know me. You know it's true.
No. So then we had the triple threat IC match between Leo Shepard, Johnny Camundo, and Alejandro Oliva.
Weren't people rooting for Leo Shepard just because they didn't want to see Ali or Camundo win?
No.
No, they wanted to see Camundo win.
Who the hell will root
No,
for
who the
Leo
fuck
Shepard?
would
No,
Camundo
nobody
win.
rooted for Leo at all.
It made me so mad because in the very beginning, when he first wrestled, like people were actually liked Leo, but then like literally the next week everyone hated him, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why does everyone hate him all of a sudden? I don't
Because
get it.
his first pay-per-view...
Because his
the
first
main-
match was for the Limitless Championship, which he won,
won.
and then his first pay-per-view match was for the Intercontinental
Wasn't
Championship.
his third match overall?
No, it was his first match that he won the Limitless.
No, I meant the pay-per-view was his third match overall because he beat
Yes,
me.
it was.
Something like that, yeah.
It was his third
Actually,
match.
in that situation, I would have wanted Ali to win. Actually,
I was buried. That moment was buried.
That's when people had sympathy for Ali and were like going after Ali for winning everything afterwards.
But then we can't forget about the part when Alejandro got laid out.
I hate you.
He got laid out, and no one to this day still knows who that guy is.
I hate you.
Who is that guy? I need to know now. It's the end of the season. Who is the guy?
I'm not gonna say who it is.
It was
I feel
Josh
like
Steinberg.
I feel like it's fun and it's more of a mystery if like we never know who's that guy.
Oh, it pisses me off anymore.
Like Alejandro was stopped from winning the Intercontinental Championship by question mark.
By some
By
fan.
vacant.
It
Some
was a
fan.
vacant. That guy was a what was the guy look like?
Actual person.
It was an
a
actual
fan.
person who attacked
It's
Alejandro.
a fan. Nobody even stopped the guy.
No, it's not the- I mean, Alejandro came back in the match only to get pinned by Johnny. He had to get really strong by not pinning him. Then we had Leo Shepard lay out Johnny and pretty much take out his ankle because the plan was for Leo to beat Johnny at the next pay-per-view, but plan fell through once everyone completely shat on Leo Shepard, and I'm like, alright. Because I listen to people, sometimes
dude, the
I will
guy
not-
that beat up fucking Ali looks like generic guy number 3.
generic guy number 3.
In the Creator Wrestler.
He just has all black on and like
I got beat
black
up by
hair and a
generic
black
person.
beard.
Ali will never
He's a
live that down.
pretty buff looking guy though.
I got beat up by a generic person.
He is tough, but he just doesn't have like any like look qualities that can be like, oh yeah, he had this.
Yeah. So then, yeah, that was Spring Bash. Then we got to the A2 Climax Tournament 3.
I was surprised that I made it that far, honestly.
And yes, I still think this match should be nominated for Match of the Year. It might be nominated for Match of the Year between DJK, Jay Blaze, and David, which is an amazing triple threat match. Should be nominated for Match of the Year.
One underrated match was myself versus TJ during that
Oh,
whole
you were in
series.
No, I feel like that the best match you were in was the Fatal 4-Way Ladder match, which was probably the best commentary of all time. Adam can vouch. Right, Adam. Right, Adam.
I think he's taking a poop because he's on
Right,
mute.
Adam. Huh?
He did.
I think he's in the potty because he's muted.
Yeah, he's probably taking a poop.
He did. He did.
Okay.
Rusty was doing really good around the
Oh, yeah,
Asian
Rusty.
climax time.
The Rusty Revolution, when Rusty won the ACW World Heavyweight Championship and they kickstarted his career.
The crossface I've heard around the world.
Oh yeah, when he went for that suicide.
You
He got
marked
my
out.
forever
You
fear
yeah.
suicide
You
dive.
marked out big time with that crossface. Believe it or not, I heard you during commentary. You marked out during that crossface.
I had to sell it.
You had to sell it.
Hey, I already knew it was gonna happen, but I sold the shit out of that crossface. Hey, the better you sell it, the more over it gets.
Oh yeah,
You gotta
that
be a
was
good salesman.
the rise of his career, and when people were relieved that T Dynamite's reign ended.
Even though T. Allen's reign was really kind of a nothing on him.
He was a guaranteed transitional champion. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Really now.
Yeah, he was. I'm not gonna deny it. The fans are gonna hear it. to this day, I still think that T Dynamite, with all due respect to Todrick himself, his character is mid card level, same as mine. I don't feel like I'm a world champion caliber type of guy anytime soon. He can brag all he wants, but we're not guaranteed main eventers yet.
Yeah. Okay, so then we got which wasn't originally supposed to be pay-per-view. Climax. Come on, guys, you gotta help me out here. I'm trying to remember everything.
Wait, what?
Let's see. The participants in the A2 climax. I really forgot who was which.
No,
Yeah,
the climax.
I didn't watch most of it.
You gotta remember,
The climax. I know the finals was me.
Adam beats Rusty at one point for the world championship.
Oh my god, that brought so much controversy. So many people were pissed the fuck off.
Wasn't it 2 days into Rusty? It was 2 days into Rusty's reign, and then Adam beat him on the house show. And
Yeah, because
he beat him on an untelevised house show.
that pissed off so many people.
I
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
know. People was what I love to do.
Yeah, you fucker.
So then we had the Rusty versus Dynamite Labs for the AWC World Heavyweight Championship in a steel cage match, which was pretty good. The ending of it was pretty good too.
Yeah.
We then had Chris Chambers, limitless championship match was Chris Chambers versus Shingakito. Shingakito's return to the ring, which was a great match as well.
Was that match that Chris Chambers had a one-time return only?
No.
No.
Did he have another match after that? I don't remember.
I think so.
No, I think that was his last match.
No, I don't know. I'm sure he
No,
had
he had another match after that. I forgot what it was. He had another match after that.
Yeah.
So after that was Kid Crush versus once again, guys, it was supposed to be Leo Shepard versus Johnny Kamundo, but it became Kid Crush versus Johnny Kamundo, which Johnny Kamundo retained the title. And that was actually a really good match as well. What else? We then had the combat in the cage between DC and TJ. Then we had the climax. DJK versus El Bandito.
Sad thing, it was kind of a given who was going to win.
Match. Huh?
I was going to say, good matchup. You know, I was glad that I got to work with Douglas finally after all the time we've known each other. But I kind of felt that I already know who was going to win regardless.
Hey.
But it was a really good matchup. Thank you for that one. I said thank you for letting me work with Douglas. I really do appreciate working with him.
Yeah. It's always an honor working with DJK.
Yeah.
G-O-A-T. That's it. Be his name. Good, did that. Very clever. Oh yeah, DJK had 2 points and El Bandito had 1 point.
Yep.
Yeah. Who was after that? Clash of the Titans. Which I believe still people do think that was the greatest pay-per-view of the year, right?
That was a really good pay-per-view. I had to catch up to it because during that time when it was presented live, I was stuck during work and so much crap that I started to picking up again, and I agree that was the best pay-per-view you ever booked.
Oh, ever?
Dude,
Yeah, the first.
that's kind of 3 days, right?
Yeah, it was kind of 3 days. The first day, we had the double debut of Quincy Kenosha and Eleanor Brown, which saw Quincy Kenosha go out the winner, which was a great debut match for both men. Was double exposure.
Yeah.
Getting kind of hard trying to cover everything. Can someone help me out here?
I think we had. Do we have a tag team match next?
Was it that? I'm trying to remember if it was that. I gotta go back.
It was I think David and Jin versus Mark Jernigan and somebody else
In Fives.
with
And then-
Adam by the ring.
And then Jin and that one. Because why not? We then had Shingekito versus Leo Shepard for the Limitless Championship. At this point, yeah, Leo won the Limitless Championship.
Yeah.
And everyone was all angry. I'm like, what are you guys angry for?
And then a Divas match, I think, right?
Yes, the first ever. It wasn't the first ever women's match, but it was the.
I think it was the first of the
Big spot.
season, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't the first of the season. It was the first pay-per-view women's match of the season.
Ah.
And plus, it was for Nikki. It was Nikki Vega's first match. It was Nikki Vega versus Queen D. And Nikki Vega lost. Queen D still undefeated. I think that all changed. Yes,
Then we had DC versus
DC versus Miguel Roderick.
Yeah, Miguel.
Everyone cried because Miguel lost. It wasn't. They wouldn't cry because he lost. They cried because the match was great and Miguel lost. No, they cried because Miguel's career was on the line and he lost. That's why. Then day 2.
Day 2 started with, I think, DJK.
No, it started with Alejandro versus Charles Maxwell. It was Deadly Game.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah,
That was a big game match.
That's who it is. In the white, yeah.
Then we got Jay versus Johnny, which was a great match. It was really good. It was a great match.
And then Rusty versus DJK.
That was a great match.
Yeah.
Then we had Deadly Game finale between Alejandro Leyva and Jay Blaze, and it's like, will Jay Blaze finally defeat Alejandro Leyva? Nope.
No.
Ollie wins lows.
Alejandro Leyva, because Jay Blaze never defeats Alejandro, no matter how hard he fights.
And then it was
Just like
Adam
Dane can never
versus-
beat me.
Adam versus Tyler.
That was a
Don't
blow
bad.
me event.
Let's
blow
see,
me.
guys,
That was boring.
Yeah.
Dane can never beat Adam, and then Jay can never beat Ollie. That's all.
So
Why?
we
'Cause-
got
Because
Tyler
A
versus
wins lows.
Adam in the fucking ending, and fucking
And
Black
who can I
Ogre
never
comes
beat?
out. I think.
Who can I
Yeah,
never
Black
beat?
Ogre came out and helped Adam of all people.
Hey, I gave him his job back. You didn't.
Good guy, Adam.
Good guy
Then we
Adam.
got to day 3, which I think a lot of people would say wins match of the year. I don't know.
It is.
We got Jason Saxon in the opening with. Who else?
Wait, what?
Jason Saxon.
No, that was the first. No.
Yeah, that was the very first clash. We're talking about the second one where the opening
The
was
very
Jin.
first, the second one, it was Jin, Kazi, and Rusty started off.
Yeah.
It's his Clash of Titans too.
Yeah, that was the beginning. That was the.
That was the one you returned, Dane. TRJ Marvel.
Yeah, because
Nightmare Marvel. I mean.
Jin drew number 1, Rusty drew number 3, number 2. Triple X drew number 3, was eliminated almost immediately.
He should have won, damn it.
That led to the brawl between Jin and Rusty, which led to them going backstage.
Boo.
We had Marco come out and debuted his new theme, Glorious, and he faced off
I
against
won't give
Jin.
in.
That should be my Kingdom thing, damn it.
Nah, yeah, he's in it. Well, oh, no, wait, that's like a flashback. Is that like a flashback or something?
It was a
Are you watching the actual show?
It was a recap.
Yeah, we're watching the recap.
Yeah,
Then we
watch
saw the
that.
And then
return of
later on the
Franco.
show, the actual show.
Ugh.
Don't laugh.
I'm gonna ugh him because my first freaking match I lost to him and Ollie. Technically.
Or when I start somewhere. Wait, didn't Ollie win that match or did Franco win?
Ollie
did.
won.
Oh yeah, of course Ollie won.
Lol.
This is one everyone liked. This is one
Shut up.
people liked Alejandro.
Ali went wrong the second.
See, everyone liked Alejandro before he won IC title. Well, no, people liked him when he won it. It's just that they started to hate him once season 2 came around.
I blame you.
No, I mean some people didn't like him during season 1 still, but
They
not as
didn't.
much.
They
What?
hated me. You
There was
despised me.
there was our everlasting hate for him in the very beginning of season 2.
The first step I took in AWC. Yeah, I hated you.
Every move you made,
Every step,
brother.
every
every
breath you take. So then we had JC come into this match. Was fine. Then T Dynamite. No, was it T Dynamite? No, Alejandro, who hit under the ring for majority match. Then El Bandito, who kind of jobbed out like a jabron. Then T Dynamite. Then Jay. And then the returning Nightmare Marvel.
Holy shit.
Who then eliminated 3 people. He eliminated T Dynamite, TJ, and
Me.
yeah, Dynamite, TJ, and he eliminated who was the third guy? Oh yeah, and Alejandro. Because yeah, the final 3 at the time, it wasn't the final 3, but it was the face off between Jay, Dane, and Alejandro,
Yeah, it's a mid-karma.
and it led to that glorious moment when Dane hit his Iron Man punch. Well, Jay hit his back fist. Dane hit his Iron Man punch. Then they both went to the top rope. Jay hit the corkscrew. Then Dane hit the 450, and they hit Alejandro. If Alejandro would have kicked out of that, he would have just buried their whole entire careers. But can you imagine if they did that and then I kicked out? Like they should have just retired at that moment. Anyway, we then got to Jay, who then eliminated TRG, which I don't know if that shocked everybody. I don't know. That shocked you guys when he eliminated TRG, or were you not surprised?
Wait, when who got eliminated?
Jay
eliminated
eliminated me.
When Jay eliminated Dane, it was shocking, but not shocking at the same time.
And it wasn't that shocking because they don't like each other, so it made sense. It wasn't like a surprise, like, oh, I didn't know Jay was gonna do that.
I guess it's more so surprising because it's like you would have expected Dane to make it to the finals with Jin and Rusty, but Jay kind of made the finals. And then Jin came out, laid out Jay, but Jay kicked out, and then they battled. And it's like, yes, Jay, please eliminate Jin, but he didn't. Jin eliminated Jay.
And then Rusty
And then
came
Rusty came out, and then Jin beat Rusty.
Rusty
And that was the end of Rusty's career.
Hooray!
He had to vacate his belt, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was the end of Rusty's career.
Which is now given to...
Adam.
No.
So then we got to AWC 100, which isn't a pay-per-view, but it's still a big event nonetheless.
It's still big enough for the pay-per-view. It's like Raw 1000.
Basically. We had Johnny Kamuto versus T Dynamite, what was a great opener. Who can forget when Johnny went for a Hurricanrana and T Dynamite put him into a Dynamite Bomb? T Dynamite won the Ali Continental Championship, which I think he's been undefeated ever since. No one's defeated T Dynamite since that. No.
He's gonna be undefeated.
He's going to be undefeated?
He's gonna be defeated, I mean.
He's going to be undefeated. Yeah, he's going to be.
You never know. He's gonna win the alpha weight.
He's good. Very cool.
No,
Then we had the amalgamation match between X Factor champions.
One of the most hated matches.
And Akuto and Chelik. It was, I mean, going into this match, you had these 4, and I'm like, why the fuck are these 4 the champions? Going into this match. I was watching it like, why is Chadwick and Akuto facing Mr. Banks and Deal? But I was like, hey, I booked it, I guess. Sometimes I question myself after the booking. I'm like, why the fuck did I do this? But, you know. No, I can do after the fact. What else? What else? Then there was a part where I forgot to turn the camera onto the screen, so for the women's match, you couldn't see it, but it was Last of Summers versus Lucha Violet. And now that's complete Lucha.
Yep.
We then had...
Adam likes those Divas matches.
We then had...
No, Alaska scares me. I don't want her to hurt, no.
We then had Cal, Curtis, and DJK because Team Nostalgia all the way. Versus Alejandro, Dane, and Marco. Was it Dane and Marco or was it Jay and Marco?
It was Jay and Marco.
Jay and Marco. Because Dane was facing someone else, I think.
It wasn't it AWC 100 before Clash?
I think AWC
Yeah,
it was.
It was before.
Yeah.
It was before I came
Everybody
back.
thought Dane was going to come out.
Yeah.
And then it was Marco instead. So that was kind of backwards, but why not? And then after that, we had a tag team match between Rusty and Adam Balaz versus myself and TJ? Or was it El Bandito?
Bandito, probably, because I don't remember you and TJ tagging.
The main event?
Yeah,
TJ
it was El Bandito. I'm watching it right now.
Yeah. Then we had after that it was DC versus BW, which was a really good match that ended in the DQ. The Men's and Stoner cash in, which then ended in another DQ. Which lets see their match at Kingdom.
Let's all go to Dairy Queen.
Yeah, then we got to the main event, PJ versus Jinkazi.
Oh.
It was a really good match, but it's kind of not memorable.
So who won?
Jin BCJ.
Yeah. That was sad.
Teardrop. Teardrop, I guess.
He was chanting, "You deserve it."
Huh?
Everyone's like, you've had it.
Which then leads us to the review for AWC episode 39, because we never reviewed the show.
Maybe we did.
We didn't. So, first match was a tag team match, which was pre-taped before the show, which was Nikki Vega and Athena versus Summers and Queen D. Pretty good match.
Yeah.
So then we had T Dynamite versus El Sabone, a champion versus champion match.
Ooh.
Really good match. DC Zam champion interfered and beat the shit out of El Sabone. We got Tyler Williams versus Dane versus Nightmare Marvel, the Blue Marvel, Retro Marvel,
The Blue Nightmare, per se.
wherever incarnation you want to call them. Match of the year candidate. Goddamn. Well, I wouldn't say match of the year. It was a really good match. If it's nominated, I don't think it probably won't win, but hey, it was a really good match.
Yeah.
Then we had the main event. It was TJ and Alejandro versus Adam and Jim for that Captain Championship.
Which was a great match.
It was. It really was.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, during this I've been kind of self-centered and narcissistic, but this actually was a great match.
Yeah, it was.
Mainly because we got all four men to promo.
Boo.
Yeah, Ollie's booing people who promo.
Yeah, boo.
Then we got to AWC TakeOver the finale. And can someone please explain to me why everyone hated this pay-per-view?
The finale? It wasn't that we hated it, it was just that we were so busy with crap, from what I remember.
Apparently Frank was everyone hated it. I'm like, how can everyone?
Wait, what? What show?
Takeover the finale.
Oh.
Yeah, his first match was DC's Amcham versus Dane.
Oh yeah.
Wait, was it Zamcham versus Dane?
Yeah, it
that
was.
the opener.
Oh,
You
I'm
guys
thinking.
think this match-
I'm thinking a different event.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I won that.
Yeah, I was actually one thought DC was gonna win, but they won.
And then yeah, that was a pretty decent match.
Yeah.
And then it
A
was
little short, but
the fourth
Tag
round
team.
in their best of 5 between Steel Cage and Law and Disorder, which was their best match they've had so far. I'd say was the second best match on the card behind.
So far, because Clint and Eleanor need to. Isn't there still one more match left?
Kingdom. They already won them. They already won the series. Now it's just like
Oh, now it's
feast or fire, basically.
I wouldn't say feast or fired. I would say loser leaves town.
Yeah. Even though there's really not much for Law and Disorder to lose. If they lose, they won the series already. But then we had Cheat Dynamite versus the Authority. It was TMI versus A-Star first, which was a nothing match. He squashed A-Star.
Lol.
It was a returning squash match. Then we had Cheat Dynamite versus Black Ogre, and it looked like Black Ogre was going to win until Tyler came out and called the count out because he distracted Black Ogre.
And then that fuckery happened.
Then we had Alejandro Leyva and Adam versus
El Sabone and DJ
El
K.
Sabone. Okay. With the JC or whatever.
which was a forgettable match,
Hey.
but it was.
Hey.
I don't know. Do you guys remember that match?
Isn't that the one where you said, "Fuck it, we're gonna throw the ACW championship opportunity in it"?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Everyone remembers
yeah.
that.
I remember that part.
Talking about the match before that. I don't remember the match before that.
Oh.
Not really.
Yeah.
I
And
pinned
then we got to the
DJ.
World Heavyweight Championship match that was thrown in because both of them were in the ring.
Both of them are in the ring, and they have to face off against each other later.
Why not have them face off right now? So
Then
they
we
started
had-
fighting, and there was no holds barred. So Tyler came out and pedigreed at him, and then I hit the Ali drive and chin at him.
Yup.
And then there was TJ versus Marco or whatever.
TJ won.
The match could have been longer. It felt kind of short.
No, a lot of matches this thing felt short. Actually.
That was really. It was kind of short because the main event was really long. Well, it wasn't really long, but it was long. It was Jin versus Jay Blaze in a 3 stages of hell match, reminiscent of last year's Kingdom and DC versus
Yeah.
Yeah.
DJK in 3 stages of hell. We had Jin versus Jay, and if Jay loses, he will not be a hell wrestler.
Guess what? Lol.
Jay.
Lol. Jin wins.
It was a great series match, but Jay won.
Yeah.
Were we really expecting Jay to win?
Hoping.
I'll make this as the
Yeah.
joke. The summary for the entire season 2 is lol elite wins lol.
Boo.
Yeah,
And who's the most overpushed, Alejandro or Adam? Ooh, really?
Or Jin.
Me.
No, Alejandro and Adam. Alejandro or Adam is the debate.
Yeah, me.
Me.
I don't know, Ollie. I mean,
No,
Adam has
We're gonna
Alejandro
argue who's more
towards
overpushed.
the
Me.
beginning and Adam towards the end. No,
Adam has great like video promos. So.
Meow.
Who was the most push, Adam or Alejandro? True or dare?
Who's more of a push?
The
Adam
The only
or
problem
Ollie?
I have
Civil
with
War.
fucking Adam was when he won the X division.
Yeah, I didn't even like that.
I don't like it.
Otherwise, I'm fine with it. Most of his victories.
I don't like it either. So I used to look back on like, why? But other than that, that was kind of season 2. Really and all that kind of stuff.
Man, a nutshell.
So,
Hey, we broke down season 2 in 2 hours.
2 hours, Jesus fucking shit.
Almost 2 hours.
so then we get on to the Wrestling Kingdom match card predictions, bitch.
What?
So on pre-show we had the War of the Kingdom, which has a bunch of names and some names. Who do you guys think is going to win the War of the Kingdom?
I think it's gonna be like last year for me, where it's someone randomly winning it that no one was expecting.
The final 3 is Tyler, Adam, and Alejandro. I'm not going to fuck out if that happens.
You're gonna KYS?
Huh?
You're gonna KYS?
No, it's KYS.
Kill yourself?
I'm
If
not-
that's the final 3?
So the final 3 is myself, Adam, and I'm going to kill myself. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Why would I kill myself during
He's
the
gonna
match?
come out and kill himself.
Kill himself during the
The
match!
final 3.
Tahir
standoff.
comes back from the grave!
Final 3 standoff and Tyler kills himself.
Eh.
Doesn't even get
Is it
eliminated.
a
Just
final
falls
2?
to the mat. And not out drone Adam. Go at it.
No, they would still have to pin you.
Alright, on with the other Kingdom matches.
Wait, no one really gave a prediction. Who's gonna win?
I don't know.
It's hard to tell since it's like, what, 60 people? Like almost the entire locker room or something?
No, not 60. It's fucking 20, 24.
Miguel Roderick's gonna win.
So then we have Chadwick versus Charles versus Chadwick versus
Charles
Judas versus Shingakito to crown the final Limitless champion.
Wait, Chadwick's in that match?
Yes. 3 guys who
Good
started
one.
off the season as the new guys are going to end the season.
Chadwick wins.
End the season. I feel like it's going to be Judas because of all the new guys who debuted, he's the only one who didn't win a title. Him and Mark. But it's going to be
Wait,
Judas.
Judas?
Yeah, he changed from Charles to Judas. Legally.
Since when? Must have missed something.
He did miss something. But I'm gonna go with Judas on that.
Chadwick.
Alright. I'm gonna say Chadwick.
Hey, my man.
And Alejandro just leaves.
Yeah, Alejandro just leaves. Oh, he's back.
So then we get to the
I'll leave.
main show. We have the opener, T Dynamite versus Dane for the. Well, I can't predict because I already know what happened. So I'm gonna stay quiet. You guys have to.
Then tell us who won.
Tell us who won. This is a one-time thing.
No,
So
but
wait, say the match one more time because I'm used to seeing it on the thing instead of actually having to hear people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
How do you forget the opener? Clearly, okay. T Dynamite versus Dane for to crown the final LA Continental Champion.
Wait, what?
Me versus T Dynamite.
Dynamite versus Dane. to
No,
crown
I'm
the
saying
final.
wait, what? Because you said the final. I don't agree with that.
Well, yeah, kind of is the final because the Alphaweight champion will be crowned in the triple threat.
Damn it. I'm gonna say Dane wins it.
I won Dane, but Dane died.
Yeah, I won.
Let's go T Dynamite. Okay, so then we have Steel Cage versus Law and Disorder in an elimination tag team match.
Steel Cage.
Loser leave town.
Lawn or
Steel Cage.
Who's gonna leave town?
or whatever they're called.
Steel Cage because Law and Order.
Steel Cage
Law and
is
Disorder
going
sucks
to
ass.
Steel Cage, I believe.
Then we
Disorder's
have
not that bad.
Fuck those two. They remind me of some other two dipshits.
What?
They have to deal with.
other two dipshits that you have to deal with. Who are these two dipshits you have to deal with?
Hope they die.
I guess you're talking about something. I have no idea what you're talking about. So then we have what's it called? Alaska Summer versus question mark.
Ronda Rousey.
Alaska Summers wins. She like does a double DDT pile driver thing.
Yeah, Kitten wins.
Double DDT.
Kitten wins, yay.
Yeah. And then we have
Double
Demented
DDT
Tumor
pile
versus
driver.
BWB in a Monsters Brawl match.
I'm going Stoner.
Yeah, Stoner. Dan, I love how we're picking the people that we've been talking to for like the past couple of days.
Yeah. Ollie, give me a fucking answer, you
Wait, what?
bitch.
Dip
Well,
waffle.
Stoner versus BWB, you shit.
Stoner and BWB
Okay.
Stoner.
Yeah, wait, which one? Who do you want?
Stoner.
Okay. We all say Stoners.
Then we have TJ Shadows versus GAC.
TJ.
Is that for a title or no? It's not.
There's no title.
T-
What
yeah,
none of them
Shadow.
are
Shut
champion.
Thinking.
It's TJ.
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 Okay. Then we have DC Zam Cham versus El Sabone for the AWC X Division Championship.
I'm waiting for Alex to come back into the group and start saying how he needs to win and all that.
Yeah, I think El Sabone's gonna win.
Sabone.
I want Sabone, but I think DC's winning.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I want him to win, but DC's gonna probably beat him.
I doubt it.
I think DC's gonna win the title back already. He just lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's he gonna win it back for? Then what would the point be?
Yeah. So the majority rules go in DC's favor. So then that would mean the next match would be DC Zam Cham versus DJK for the AWC Championship.
Which will be awesome. Because that's rematch of the century right there.
El Sabone wins.
What? I said DC versus DJK. Where'd you get El Sabone from?
He predicts that
He's gonna win.
Sabone will retain.
Sabone's gonna beat DC and then beat DJ.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
In the rematch, I think DC needs to win. Oh crap! But
That's
I would not mind if DJK won. Because he's doing his final matches that he's booked to do.
Yeah. So then, next match, Queen D versus Nikki Vega in a ladder match for the all women's championship.
Queen D wins.
Yeah, Queen D.
Well, I mean, yeah, Queen D.
But part of me thinks that Nikki Vega's gonna.
Yeah, why not Nikki
Nah.
Vega? She was breaking the streak.
I'm gonna say Nikki Vega so I can make a remark, but I'm not going to.
Nah. Yeah.
Make it. I want to hear it.
Semi-main event: Tyler Williams versus Black Ogre. If Tyler Williams, he will have full control over the company
Black.
and King Black. And if Black Ogre wins, then Tyler will be relinquished of all of his duties as owner of AWC and may only wrestle on AWC 4.
I
think Black Ogre wins.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure you know who we're all gonna say wants to win.
But we all know who's going to win.
Shush. I like the way I am right now. I like the position. I want to keep position.
And then the main events.
Yes, the co-main event. Alejandro Leva versus Adam Blaz versus either T Dynamites or Dane to crown the first ever AWC Alpha Weight Champion.
I think Adam's gonna win.
Silence.
Let's go, Adam.
It's only silence because you have the other two that are in that match.
Let's go, Adam.
Adam winning.
Yeah.
Not.
I'm smiling
Alejandro
ear to
Dane.
ear.
Adam's gonna win.
Why would I win?
Alejandro wins low.
I
But
thought
Adam
would
wins
low.
See, this is the frustration
We
we're met with.
both
We
pinned
have
Dane.
we have low versus please win.
LOL
both
versus
been
LOL
Dane.
versus confusion.
What if we both pin Dane? And then we're both
Double
the
pin.
LA Continental Alpha Weight.
And then it's like the China,
We both-
the China Christian rodeo. They're both Alpha Weight.
But also remember, Looming will be the person that won that battle royal.
Yeah, they could cash in on any championship. Even the
Yeah.
We both.
Yeah, Brandon Andrews comes back.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Jason
There we
Saxon
have-
comes back.
Ew. Here we have the main event of the evening. Jin Kazi versus Marco Tazzacali in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the AWC World Championship.
Wait, who is it? It's Marco versus Jen.
Yes.
Yo, I think Marco's gonna win.
Jin.
You think Jin's gonna beat Marco?
Yeah.
Nah. Yo,
Come on. The summary of season 2 is Elite wins LOL. You can't end Elite wins LOL with an Elite member not holding a championship.
No, the elite's gonna. So you think it's gonna be an elite moment where you win and Jin wins, and then fucking Steinberg just comes out of the hospital.
And then
Out of the hospital. That's the plot twist all along. JC, he had to cut his hair because he had cancer.
celebration sex in the middle of the ring. Josh, Adam, and Jin.
Yeah, but I already did that.
That's the plot twist ending. Celebration sex.
God damn it. And besides, we already have our elite moment. Jin and I are the final X Factor champions.
Boo.
Fine. Oh yeah.
Minor jobber moments.
Well, at the time being, because Josh and I were the final AWC tag team champions last season.
Boo.
Bro, why is Adam always the final champion?
Yeah.
Lol.
Yeah. I don't think Jin's gonna retain.
Why
But
is
actually-
Alejandro the final champion again?
No. What if Adam comes out and fucks Jin over?
He's fucking Jin.
That is not what he said. We are not doing what you did and always played pony.
No.
Comes out and fucks Jin.
I know that was the fuck with Jin.
What if Adam comes out and fucks Jin?
The elite breaks up. That's the end of season 2.
Don't laugh too hard.
Alright, so that, I believe, wraps up the entire season.
The entire season up until tomorrow.
Yup.
At
Yeah.
the conclusion
Come back
of
for
the season.
another episodes.
No more
Wait.
episodes.
Which will air
Tomorrow, today,
today in 18 hours.
in 18. Yeah, if you want to be precise. At 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yo, I hear Elijah Wood is gonna be at that event. So if you want to get some pictures, you better get some tickets.
Yeah, the main show.
I also heard Ethan Bradbury is going to be there too.
Yeah, I mean
The main show's about like 3.5 hours, and then the pre-show's about an hour.
Can we have like a
I think.
live performance from Justin Bieber at the beginning of the show?
Justin Bieber and
We'll fucking murder you guys with a burning passion.
What's his
The
face?
Kingdom concert.
What's that other white kid?
21 Pilots.
I forgot his name. Where you
21
gonna
Pilots
sleep at
performing at the
night? When you
Kingdom
wake up in the
concert.
morning?
Oh, Jacob
you're talking about
Sartorius.
Yeah,
sweatshirt.
Jacob Sartorius and Justin Bieber.
Oh God.
You
Adam
can
Balaz.
wear my sweatshirt.
Yeah. What about Blasey concert?
Yeah.
No.
Ooh,
Victoria
yeah,
and
please.
I'm back. I'm
Yeah.
Can we
better
have an
than
Adam
ever.
Can
concert?
we do Victoria and Generation Me?
Wait, say that again?
Can
Oh,
Adam do the
Victoria.
national anthem?
Victoria and Generation Me.
Victorian Generation Me. What? This isn't TNA.
Adam do the
We'll
national
make it
anthem
TNA.
at the beginning.
Make
Adam
the lights go
should
off.
do the national anthem.
The power goes
It
off.
only makes sense.
Will it make sense? What do you mean will it make sense?
Nobody's funding
For me to do it.
I
Plot
don't know.
twist,
I bet
Adam
you.
turns
I
on
bet you it's already
America
rendered. The
size
video.
of Japan. Uh-huh. Ow. Wait, hold on, guys. I found it.
No, we can do a performance, a lip singing performance by Todrick Francis.
Well,
I'm better than ever.
God damn it.
For making things better. Face back.
It's like just 2 years.
Opinion don't matter. This a maniac.
is it that Adam singing?
Yeah, it is.
It's ejaculation 20
Oh
years.
yeah. It's time get in line, cause I'm gonna make some changes. Kicking ass, taking names, screaming at that baby.
Hey, he said the N-word.
Burning down the textbook, burning downtown. Oh, you come my way, so gonna get in line.
Adam concert.
I hate you guys so much.
That was like the atom bomb of the century.
Let's do the final countdown
No.
for Kingdom.
Oh, the actual song, Final Countdown. Oh, okay.
It's the final.
Let's all do the
countdown.
hit me with hit you with the best shot thing. That we're
Hit me
supposed to
with
do.
your
I
best
didn't know
shot.
anyone do that.
I don't know. I recorded a video for it.
Yeah, and so did Vita. I was actually gonna have to. And Chris Chambers.
You should post the
Get
VTech
it.
one on.
I can't. I think I deleted them.
Fuck.
No one that, then I tried doing for this WrestleMania, and then actually no one did one. So I try again for
Anyway.
WrestleMania.
Well, a live dance performed by Silent Hill.
Anyways,
Silent Hill.
apparently, I'm the fucking musical attraction for the Kingdom tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Kingdom
want to see that.
Make sure to tune in at 5 p.m. for the Kingdom concert with special guest appearances by Selena Gomez, Justin Bieber, Jacob Sartorius, Rihanna's bloodied face after Chris Brown,
Adam,
R.
Yeah.
Kelly, the girl R. Kelly
Young
pissed on,
Thug. Gucci Mane.
Adam Balaz, Lucia Violet.
Lil Wayne.
Okay, that's not a concert anymore. That's just an orgy.
I shouldn't even.
We're gonna have Lil Wayne
And
come
many
out.
more, all at 5 p.m. Then tune in to the All Wrestling Network at 7:30 p.m. At I was even
7:30. I thought it was 8.
at 8 p.m. Eastern for the pre-show of AEW All Wrestling Kingdom, and then at 9 p.m. the main show of All Wrestling Kingdom,
Hooray!
Look at my balls.
and then the final review
Dun, dun, dun.
when everyone says their goodbyes forever. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh no. Well, not forever.
Anyways, you guys are watching this long, very long overview of AWC Season 2. I will see you all tomorrow at All Wrestling Kingdom. Talk to you all later. Peace out.